Hey YouTube. Continuing on with my various amounts of videos that I want to make today about various amounts of topics. I wanted to talk a little bit more about young baptism in the Borg. Um, to me, there seems to be like a secret race between parents and their children in the congregation, and amongst themselves to see who's going to get baptized first and how old. The ones that get baptized at such young ages, they're looked at as amazing, faithful youngsters. These babes are pushed by their parents to get dunked, and it's so young when they do it, and they have to prove themselves to others at such a young age that to me, I think it's more damaging than anything else. It's more harmful the younger they are, and because they don't know what they're doing. A parent whose little kid gets baptized is commended for such good parenting skills and the wonderful guidance that they gave their kids. Look at your 6-year-old little son. He's getting baptized. He's gonna auxiliary pioneer when he's out of kindergarten. Come on. uh, and the kids, they're built up, and they're given such great motivation, and they're commended for their extreme faith in Jehovah and his organization. And the parents that don't have their young children getting baptized are kind of looked at, and they have pressure put on them, and they in turn put the pressure onto their children, to get in that pool and to get baptized. Hurry up and do this. You're making me look bad. That's kind of a feeling that you get. And it's they don't think about if the child is ready for that decision, or if the child really wants it, or if the child understands what the hell is going on. They just know that they're going to get baptized and worship Jehovah. Simple, easy, right? No. No, that's not what a child, they can't grasp such an extreme dedication that baptism is in the Jehovah's Witness organization. That is an extreme promise that you will never be able to keep if you get baptized at 8 years old, And it's like, if they can read, if they can go out in service and hand out the tracts, then they should be baptized. Might as well go ahead and get them committed now. Go ahead and commit their lives to God now, so that they can prevent all the bad stuff that's going to happen to them. I remember, because I personally thought that if I get baptized now, I'm going to screw up. I'm going to stumble, and I'm going to stumble others, and I'm going to be disfellowshipped, and I'm going to lose everything, and oh my God, I'll never get into the paradise if I do this. What am I going to do? This is what I'm supposed to do, but how can I do it, How do I know this is really what I want? I've got all this pressure on me to get baptized, and I mean, it's frightening to think about it, that all the trouble that you can get into. And I remember an assembly talk, it was I think it was a baptism talk, that brought out that point, that a lot of young ones felt that they were going to get in trouble and get disfellowshipped, and they said, no, 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 that is not the case, young ones. If you get baptized young, you won't get in trouble, because you'll be baptized and you'll know what not to do. Don't think of it that way. They twist it around to still impact fear on you, but to make it okay. The fear of Jehovah is the right kind of fear, not the scared fear, but the godly fear, the respect. You'll respect that baptism promise, and you'll respect Jehovah not to do those things in the first place. So go ahead and get baptized when you're 2. Prevent everything. You'll never get spanked. You will never be disciplined by an elder, because you just won't do it. You'll know it'll hurt Jehovah because you are baptized. Awesome. But, when you're that young, you have no clue what's going to go on in the future. You have no idea what's going to happen to you when you're 8 years old. You don't know what the world is really like. You've never held a job. You've never had a boyfriend. You've never been in love with anything other than probably Aladdin, or some Disney cartoon like I was. I thought Aladdin was the hottest thing on earth. But you honestly have no idea how to take care of yourself, how to think for yourself. You probably are still getting your clothes picked out for school by your mom every night. You like SpongeBob today and you hate him tomorrow. Children are so indecisive that they cannot make that big of a decision on their own. It's almost child abuse to me to have such a small mind and such a weak mind, such a moldable mind, to force that little one into this and forever be afraid that they're going to get disfellowshipped. I don't care who you are or how long you've been baptized. You always have that little buzz in the back of your head that tells you, you're going to get DF'd any second if you do this, or, oh, don't talk to that person. Dear God, they could be an apostate. And then there you go. You talk to them, so automatically you are an apostate. Shit, what you going to do now? Oh, well, might as well start smoking and shooting up. That's exactly the mentality of some people. I remember my closest childhood friend growing up, she announced she was getting baptized at the next assembly, and I think we were like 10 and maybe 11, somewhere around that age. The congregation was just abuzz with happiness, and they commended her and they commended her parents, and her dad, shortly after she was baptized, was bumped up to an elder. Everything was going smooth, man. They were just the best family. And a little while later, 2 more of my friends were baptized in the same assembly, together. And then a couple ones that were 2 or 3 years younger than I was got baptized, and it went down the line. All the kids were baptized except for me, or except for the really, really little ones. The families in my congregation had, I guess, some sense about them, because there wasn't anybody younger than like 10 that got baptized, which honestly, that isn't sensible, but you know what I mean. But I was the only one from my childhood friends, that little circle in the congregation, that wasn't baptized. I was almost looked at as bad association because I wasn't baptized, even though I would still go to the meetings with my mom, my grandma, and I'd still go out in service with my grandma almost every Saturday as a little kid, and like middle school age. I was still kind of considered the black sheep because I hadn't been dunked, man. I hadn't had that nasty chlorine water that every other person getting baptized had been in on me. And after all these kids were getting baptized, parents of these kids started coming up to me. It wasn't just my mom anymore. It was other moms and other dads coming up to me asking when I was going to make the plunge, into baptism. So it didn't matter where I went. I felt that pressure from everyone. I felt the tip of the blade against my throat everywhere I went, and some days it wasn't as bad, or they'd joke around with it. Some people were nicer than others about asking, and then some people, especially the elderly ones, that they're old and set in their ways and they don't have to have finesse, they were kind of the mean ones about the baptism. But anywhere I went with the Jehovah's Witness family, the subject was brought up, and I'd end up being shut up and closed down in myself. I just wouldn't talk to anybody because I didn't want the subject to bring it, to be brought up again. But I just wanted to ask you guys, if in your congregations growing up, did you kind of feel like there was that secret race, you know, that secret competition between parents and children against the other parents and children to see who was going to get baptized first and who was going to auxiliary pioneer over the summer? And, you know, there's that kind of serious competitive drive. You know, was it there? Was it present? So, I just wanted you guys to think about that and maybe reflect and see if it happened to you too. But I will talk to you guys later. Bye.